I hope this works. Hello there, and welcome to the Carpe Diem Conversation Show, where I'm with last year's Working From Anywhere Program and Carpe Diem Retreat crew, who are quite noisy. Tonight's show is a very loose show. We're going to catch up with these guys and have a bit of a chat about last year's Carpe Diem Retreat in the French Alps, about the program. Karen has joined us from Bali. She was also in the French Alps. Hi, Karen.
Hi there.
And from the end, we have, oh, by the way, we're down here in Gippsland. This is a reunion party. Our host is Ian Reed and Virginia.
Hello.
And we're at, where are we? Hazelwood North. That's it. And we have Justine.
Hi.
And Simone.
Hi.
And all these guys did the Work From Anywhere program last year. 6-month program that, most importantly, finished with 7 days in the French Alps, where we did some work and we had plenty of conversations, we had heaps of fun, and we hiked, we've done some e-bike riding, and we really got into the French Alps culture. And it was hopefully a bit of a, well, the conversations were just amazing, quite emotional at times. So tonight I thought we'd touch on a bit of the journey and where they've been, or where they've been, what they've been up to since the retreat. But first we'll talk a little bit about the retreat. We'll start down the end there, Ed. What do you think about our Carpe Diem retreat in the French Alps?
It's unbelievable. It was a great time. Can't recommend it highly enough. And company was good. The laughs were even better. And yeah, great. It was just an absolutely great time.
Yeah,
It was and really yeah, something that I'll always remember.
Yeah, we had some amazing conversations there. So what happened? Ian's from Gippsland, Justine's from Ulladulla, Simone's from Melbourne. No one had actually met each other before we got there, and just by video call, and it was as though we all knew each other.
Yeah.
And we got there, everyone connected, everyone opened up, and we had some quite emotional and amazing conversations as well. And Virginia, who didn't do the program but was part of the program as partner, spouse, self, and Ian's. And I remember when you first got there, you said, "Oh no, I wasn't part of the program. I won't come and be part of the program." You're a big part of it.
Yeah, I felt very included, and it was great. It was a really great time. Yep.
Yeah. And what was good though was you were able to tell it from the other side.
Yes.
Where, you know, the business owners. So you were able to tell it from a partner's point of view,
yep.
And that was, I thought, was really, really important to hear it from that side. So yeah, it was a great contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it was. I had a wonderful time. It was great. Yep. Met
And
some lovely people. You know, good friends. And
yeah, lifelong friends now.
Yeah,
We're just coming to hang out here.
Yeah, we're stuck together.
Yeah.
It's like no time's passed.
No.
It's been
I know.
9 months.
Yeah.
It's like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the best things for me about having you there was to get that perspective from, like, as business owners, we kind of always think about ourselves. But it was really nice to hear from you about the impact it was having on you. That made me think about my family and Karen and Nash,
Yes.
which I thought, like, that helped bring some of the messages home for me, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it's important, like, to hear it from the other side as well, like the partner, and you know, to see what their opinion is on the hours and that are worked and things like that. It's very important.
Yeah. And it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can think, have a guess at what's the other side's, the other side, the partner's feeling, but yeah, you thought that already. It was really, really good. Okay, Justine, what did you get out of? I know you had some time before you got to the retreat, and then you turned up at the retreat.
So I had 3 weeks without at that time he was just 3, which was the most time that I'd had away from him since he was born. So it was emotional, but I feel like I needed it to sort of help me, I don't know, get some perspective on my whole life, because I'd had Nash, and then 12 months later I started the business and sort of just launched into it. And your old working habits, they're hard to break, right? So when I started the business, I went back to what I used to know, and that was working long hours, putting a lot of effort in, and that didn't necessarily balance well with family. And so that's been and it still is for me a struggle, but it's one of the reasons that I joined Working From Anywhere, the mastermind to start with, was to try and help me get a bit better balance, because I was getting feedback from my partner, Darren, that maybe I didn't have the balance right.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Probably still don't, but I'm better.
See the other side.
Yeah, exactly, which is why it was good to have you there, because like there were times when you would talk about what it was like for you, and that made me then think about, oh, okay, yeah, that's what it's like for Darren, or I need to remember that he's part of the equation.
Yeah.
And sometimes, maybe it's just me, but sometimes you can forget about it because the business becomes all consuming.
Yeah.
You know, it really does.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, and look, we like to caravan, or we had a camper back then, and so I was looking to try and have a business that would be flexible, but I hadn't achieved it yet before I joined the mastermind.
Yeah, and yeah, we did. That was a big point of discussion, because by the time we got to retreat, you'd been through the program, all the technology, the systems, everything was set up, but it became all about the mindset and those discussions, and the discussions that you can't have with yourself. And it's good to be in a group and find, okay, yeah, that's sort of the same problem I'm having, and I think that's what really helped.
Definitely.
And therapy.
Oh yeah, it
You
was.
know,
I mean, I
therapy for everyone.
Yeah, I journaled a fair bit when I was there, and I still look back at that. And it was a big turning point for me, definitely. And it was good that, like, yes, we had the tools in place, but I don't think I'd really connected. Actually, I know. I remember having a conversation with Karen under the tree, and you know, when I was doing wheelchairs, and where the penny was starting to drop about. Well, I had all these tools in place, and I thought I was already working from anywhere because I could work remotely, but I wasn't actually integrating work and life. I was just being somewhere else and still working the same crazy hours. And I remember that moment, and that was under the tree in France, and that was a big turning point for me.
And it's funny you mention that, because I go back to my very first trip to France in 2013, when I first went over there for a month by myself. My first Working From Anywhere thing, that I'll just test this out and see what it works, see if it works. I was running a conference business at that time, which was really quite busy. But what happened for me was, I thought the same. It was about I can work from France. This is fantastic. I was over the other side of the world. I had a 2-hour window that I could actually speak to my staff member or my clients. So I'd do that in the morning. And then I thought, well, hang on, there's my bike over there, the mountains out there. I don't have to work 8 till 4 or 9 till 5. I'm going to go for a ride and then come back and do some work later. So the big thing for me was I discovered it's about when you work as much as where you work, which is exactly what you're saying. It's about fitting the other important things in. And that was the biggest discovery way back in 2013, which brings me to here. So I absolutely get that. But that's the same as you. Didn't realise it. And like I said, Ken dropped under the tree.
Sorry. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Simone. We had a lovely time in France.
Yeah.
You were there for months.
Well, that's the other thing. So I'm a little bit different to everybody else. I'm not quite the standard.
In more ways than one.
my bike riding skills were a little bit different to everybody else. My skiing down the hills was a little bit different to everybody else. But anyway, I could like entertainment. You did. But I had been a partner in the business, and I quit about, it's coming up, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and I'd already gone to France and been there learning French and doing all sorts of things, and then through Ab's sister, I sort of had met him, and then I was thinking, this would be wonderful. And I'd already started doing remote working a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. And I think when I went to the conference, I thought it was all about remote working, like working, like basically remotely from somewhere else. But what I learned, apart from making amazing friends, what I learned is it's actually not about learning to do remote working. It's learning to live and work around that.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Yep, absolutely.
And that was the key for me coming out of that. Yeah.
We'll come back to your bike riding in a minute. We'll finish with all the fun stuff. This is fun stuff too. But hey, Karen, from an outsider's viewpoint, you come over and you helped me. Well, you've been helping me for years in the background. But you come to the retreat, and looking from the outside in at what transpired over that week. What are your views on that?
I think everybody's nailed it, that we all think that working from anywhere is like just plugging in wherever you can go. But I think that one of the most enlightening conversations that we had was quite revealing, was dealing with the guilt factor, because we're also programmed to think that we need to work, and if we be responsible and be productive, and we never stop long enough to question our productivity or how we're going about it. As you said, Simone, it's about how to live around work. But it's interesting because at the moment I've literally dropped off the grid for the last couple of months or so, because I've had to toss my life around a little bit, and I've been building this new house at the moment. And in order to do that, it's a big project, and it's been very hands-on. So I've actually had to come to terms with some guilt as well. I'll probably never get this time in my life again where I actually haven't been working that much, well, not working at all at the moment. And we rarely get those opportunities. And like being in France together, we had opportunities to go e-biking down the most awesome up and down the most awesome mountains in the world. We learned so much from each other. But every day I know we were all still grappling with the guilt about how good is this sort of thing? Why do I deserve this? How to manage that in the future. And as much as we had that wonderful conversation under the tree, Justine, that was the penny drop for you. The penny drop for me when we were up and we had that lunch discussion on that most magnificent hike. And what came out about it was just was the guilt factor about how, we found it a bit difficult to sort of give ourselves the space and time to not work as we've been programmed to for, in many ways, and how to work to get the best out of life. And that was a big thing for me. And I think we're all human. That's what came out of it for me.
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point there, because guilt did come up during that week, but it also comes up with nearly every person I work with. It's guilt in different ways. It's guilt as far as I really should be working at that place of where I work, because the staff will think I'm not working. Otherwise, it's guilt that I should be spending more time with other the important people in my life rather than be at work all the time. There's all sorts of guilt. The guilt of delegating tasks to someone else. I think you need to do that. As business owner, you need to do everything. And there's other examples that I probably
don't. It's ingrained in us.
Totally. Yeah.
And that when you're not doing what you think is the norm, you start to, which is amazingly enjoyable. You start to go, but I should be doing this. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not doing it hard. You'll be successful. Yeah.
Conditioning, I always call it. It's absolute conditioning over the generation. I'm actually reading a book right at the moment called the top 5 regrets of the dying. And
yes.
amazing book, but it brings out some amazing insights. And one of the biggest ones, of course, is I wish I hadn't worked so hard.
Yeah.
It's an amazing book. Yeah.
But in the Western culture, or especially in the, we are just ingrained that you get, I mean, as I said, I didn't work for the last 2 years by choice, but my mother has struggled with that more than me. Like, because it's like, well, what do you mean you're not working? It's that ingrained in us.
And that's the other thing. It's actually being true to yourself and accepting that other people aren't going to accept that.
No,
that's okay.
Yeah, and it's okay. And it takes but it's a mind shift to get to that.
To be okay with the judgment.
And it is. It's a mind shift to get there.
And
it's a wonderful thing when you can get that mind shift, though. Because there's a great life to live out there.
It's freedom.
But I think Karen brought up and someone else brought it up, and that is something I always mention is people don't stop to ask themselves why. And I think that's what happened over there. We all got an opportunity to stop and ask ourselves, why are we doing this? Why are we building the business? They just build it because we're building a business because we're conditioned to build really big businesses that make lots of money that we won't necessarily be able to spend in our lifetime. But okay, that's the deep and meaningful side of it. What about fun stuff? We did go, okay, so as well as these amazing conversations, the French Alps, for anyone that hasn't been to the French Alps.
Must go.
Okay, what I'll do, I'll show just a few photos and then we'll have a chat. But
Really? Do not.
no, I haven't got any. No, I haven't got it. But I could have done, but I wasn't that quick. So we did go hiking and we saw some waterfalls. And as you can see, no one there looks very happy.
Yes.
And this is our e-bike ride, and this is somewhere I've named the Carpe Diem Tunnel. And there's more e-bike riding. There's someone else that's not looking very happy. Not happy to be there. And look at those amazing views. And another dreadful walk in the mountains over, shining, reflecting lakes and amazing views. And another one, we were over there in summer and we were up at around 2,800 meters, and that was one of our hikes, and just absolutely beautiful. So that's just a little glimpse at some of the things we did. Now, we did go for an e-bike ride, and the e-bike ride gives everyone an opportunity, whether you're a cyclist or not, to ride up those amazing mountains and enjoy those amazing views, even if you're not a cyclist, Simone.
I just like to point out Jim didn't go. I at least gave it a go.
That's right. It was great.
I may have had a couple of minor
Australia.
I do remember.
Anyway, Simone struggled a bit on the balance part, or the stopping part, and I think maybe she had a little topple over in front of about 15 people, and her statement was,
"It's okay, I'm Australian." Because it was the wrong side of the road, I got confused. The car came, I freaked out.
Come back up again, and you got back on that bike.
yes. And not to pick on Simone, but we also did go.
Just coincidentally, next time
we did go for a hike, a set hike in the snow there. Not very good. And there was a little bit of snow that we had to negotiate, and Simone did have a little tumble.
So perhaps I need to work on my balance.
It's a bit of a theme here. But anyway, all in all, and we did get to meet the locals. We got to eat the amazing French food, had the most amazing place that we stayed at with 5-course dinners every night, including wine and aperitifs, homemade aperitifs.
If we could be there now, we'd be there. This is amazing. This place is so amazing.
Have I got it about covered, Karen? Is there anything you'd like to pick out that I've missed there?
No, I think it was all about integration. I think that's what everybody really got out of it. And we all did things that we didn't think that we could do in one way or another. And whether it was like, you know, leaving kids at home or working out where the brake was on a bike, or, you know, figuring out how to respond to requests, you know, back home in the business and what have you, when you're sort of out of your comfort zone. So I think every day rolled incredibly smoothly, considering every day was unusual for us in so many different ways. And I think that does us a whole lot of good to shake it up a bit and think, you know, life can be different. And you're all very successful business people. The business did not suffer. If anything, business, you know, performed really well. So there's nothing wrong with having a business, but there's also nothing wrong with having a life. And I think, yeah, that's what it does. And I think by putting us all in that place, you sort of jostled us all out of our comfort zone, and we sort of got to a higher place and a fun place. There was plenty of laughs along the way as well. But business was good, you know, as well. So it's about respect for ourselves and respect for business in equal amounts, I think.
I think my business is way better off. Because of the mastermind, because of being in friends together, and just because now I've created more time for me and my family. When I'm in the business, I've got more to give, right? Because I'm not so tired. I don't resent it as much. So,
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. I was tired.
Yeah. So what's the difference between before the brand strip and after now? What have you?
Well, I do Pilates on a Tuesday in work hours.
Oh,
and that's one of the first things that I did when I got back. And that would sound weird. Like, because when I think about it, I think, okay, it's work hours, like I own the business, I work whenever I want. Yeah. But I had got into this pattern of, if it's a work day, that I'm working from this time to this time and can't take time in the middle. So I now go to Pilates on a Tuesday, and I've stuck to that. And I don't feel guilty about it.
No, but that's
what I used to.
Exactly.
So that's one thing. The other thing is, I think this is something you said to me, Andy. You talked about working when you're at your best instead of working like those traditional hours. So I now will get up early in the morning, and I have he's nearly 4, and maybe you can hear him in the background because he's busy making craft. But I will get up anytime from about 5 till 6:30 and work. And then when he gets up, I actually can be with him while we have breakfast and get organised.
Which is lovely.
Where in the past, I would work late or stay up late, and then not get up, and then when he get up, we're trying to do emails, and he's tugging my sleeve, and like, you know, it just wasn't working. And so now I think about my day more in blocks. Yeah. So if I do a block in the morning, well, that means I've got to block somewhere else in the day and do something else. And we might go to the park spontaneously, which I would have never done before.
Spontaneous is good.
Yeah, you know, like I just wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And Ian, what about you? Are you spending less time working these days?
Totally.
I'm working towards it. Yeah, we bought a caravan before Christmas, so I've got some plans for the year. There's probably I've also done a bit of a restructuring in our business as well, and that's a transition phase. But I think I'm going all right. Virginia sometimes
things you slipped.
And it's good that she's not here right at the moment.
Yeah. You guys have a lot of trips here.
Yeah, but we spent October in America.
Yeah.
So yeah, business runs and things like that. We're just going through a bit of a transition phase at the moment, but I know sort of where I want to be, and I think that's that was the main thing that I got out of it is you've got to do it in steps. You don't just go from here to there.
Yeah.
It is steps,
Yeah.
and I think Virginia should agree with Nick.
She's
Most-
back.
That over time that will work.
But I'd just like to reflect or point out something there. Whilst you're saying you've sort of got a plan, the difference is a lot of people have a plan for a long way in the future. But in the meantime, what you're doing now, like you said, you spent October overseas. I know you've got some other plans. You've been to France and you went to Italy afterwards. So whilst you do have a plan to get further out of it, you're still actually, relatively speaking to maybe other business owners, you're spending 10 weeks out of business. So, yeah, and that's a good thing. What I don't like to see is people say, when I retire, or I'll just get to this stage and then I'll do this.
No,
you're actually doing it along the way.
You've got to, that's a big thing. You've got to do it today because you don't know what tomorrow brings.
Absolutely.
I'd also like to say that we planned this reunion 9 months ago. I reckon 9 months, right?
Well, it was really
Well,
good.
that's
It was
right.
under the tree.
And honestly, an easy thing if we're all sort of falling back into bad habits would be, oh no, can't make
Too
it.
busy.
Well, it's middle of the week, no, can't make it. Too busy, too this. We're all here.
100% everyone's here.
And you know what? That's a good
good sign.
Everyone committed and we all just made time and made it.
So France worked.
Yeah, there you go. And I think we can sign off on that note because, it is on again this year. Ben and Virginia's daughter is actually going to the retreat, as are 5 other people. Do have 2 rooms left if anyone is interested.
Oh, please go. Yeah, it's worth it.
Well, you don't have to have done the program. Come over there and give yourself the opportunity to.
And you're very well looked after.
We've got some people on the program this year that are going really well at it. They'll all be there, and if you're interested, give us a call or send us a message. That's it. We can say au revoir. Thank you, Karen.
Enjoy the reunion. Yeah, have fun.
If there's anyone out, we forgot to ask for comments, but anyway. Okay, bye. We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye, Karen.
Bye. Come and